Hello, welcome to my channel, Leah Decodes. She won't say, kiss me. But if you're paying attention, her body already did. Most men miss it, not because they're stupid, not because they're incapable, but because they've been trained to listen only to words, and attraction rarely speaks in sentences. It whispers in distance. It lingers in eye contact. It trembles in silence. I'm going to tell you something most women will never say out loud. When a woman wants you to kiss her, she almost never asks. Not directly, not clearly, not the way you wish she would. And if you don't learn to read the signals, you'll either hesitate and lose the moment or rush and ruin it. The first sign is proximity. That feels intentional. When a woman keeps closing the distance between you, not accidentally, not because the room is crowded, but deliberately. That's not random. If she shifts closer on the couch when there's space, if she steps inside your personal bubble and stays there. If her knees brush yours and she doesn't move away, that's communication. Comfortable distance is neutral. Reduced distance is emotional. A woman who isn't interested protects space. She angles her body away. She creates subtle barriers. A purse, folded arms, turned shoulders. But when she's drawn to you, her body opens. She faces you. Her torso aligns with yours. Her feet point toward you. Even when she's talking to someone else, the body always leans toward what it desires. The second sign is eye contact that lingers just a second too long. There's a difference between social eye contact and intimate eye contact. Social eye contact checks in. Intimate eye contact holds. It softens. It drops to your lips for a fraction of a second. It returns to your eyes with a quiet challenge. If she looks at your mouth while you're speaking, especially during a pause, she's not analyzing your vocabulary. She's imagining something else. And here's what most men do wrong. They panic. They fill the silence with nervous talking. They break the tension. They laugh it off. But tension is not your enemy. It's the doorway. The third sign is a sudden shift in tone. When her voice lowers slightly, when she slows down, when playful teasing turns softer, when conversation fades and there's a stillness between you that feels charged, not awkward, but heavy. That stillness is not empty, it's full. Women don't usually announce desire. They create an atmosphere where desire can happen safely. And that's the deeper truth you need to understand. It's not about decoding tricks. It's about sensing emotional permission. If she's laughing, leaning in, touching your arm casually, and keeping it there a moment longer than necessary, she's not just being friendly. Friendly energy pulls back. Attraction lingers, but you have to be grounded enough to notice it. Desperation makes you rush. Fear makes you freeze. Confidence lets you observe. When a woman wants to be kissed, she rarely says the words. She gives you space to lead. She gives you windows. She gives you moments that stretch longer than normal. And she watches what you do with them because the kiss isn't just about lips. It's about whether you can read her without her having to beg. The fourth sign is subtle, almost invisible if you're not tuned in. Mirroring her body starts to echo yours. Your gestures, your posture, your pace. She unconsciously matches them. When you tilt your head, she tilts hers. When you sip your drink, her hand follows a similar rhythm. When you laugh, she mirrors the inflection, the smile, the way her eyes crinkle. Mirroring is an ancient unconscious signal. It's her body saying, without words, I feel connected to you. I'm in sync with you. I'm open to what could happen next. But here's the key. Not all mirroring is flirtation. A friendly person might mirror as a social lubricant. Context matters. Combine this with lingering touches, closer proximity, and eye contact that trails your mouth, and it becomes a red-hot signal of desire. The fifth sign is touch that lingers longer than necessary. Notice how she touches your arm when she laughs or brushes your shoulder by accident. Notice if her hand stays a heartbeat too long on your hand when she passes something to you. Notice if she finds excuses to touch, adjusting your tie, guiding you through a doorway, playful nudges that feel electric. A woman who is not interested avoids these touches. She keeps them polite, short, and neutral. But a woman who wants you allows contact to linger. She tests your response. She watches how you handle the energy. And this is where most men fail. They mistake casual touch for nothing, or they panic and pull away, or worse, they rush in with clumsy force and destroy the delicate tension she built for you. Timing matters, sensitivity matters. Observing, breathing, and responding with quiet confidence creates a moment that feels natural, almost inevitable. The sixth sign is her feet and legs. Yes, her feet. We underestimate them, but the feet never lie. Watch where they point. If they point toward you when you're sitting across the table or standing in a group, she's engaged. If she crosses them toward you and keeps them there, she's signaling openness. If she shifts away even slightly, she's creating distance, consciously or unconsciously. Leg and foot placement is deeply subconscious. You can't fake it. You can't control it easily. Her body is telling you exactly where her attention is and whether she's ready for the next step. Combine these 6 signs: proximity, eye contact, tonal shift, mirroring, lingering touch, and feet pointing toward you, and you have a map, a roadmap to understand her desire before she ever speaks it. But here's the secret most men never realize. It's not about memorizing a checklist. It's about feeling her energy and moving with it. Not rushing, not hesitating, not forcing, just observing, responding, and letting the moment naturally escalate. Every hesitation you have, every moment you waste doubting yourself, she feels it. She senses uncertainty. Confidence is magnetic. Decisive men trigger desire. Uncertain men kill it. So pay attention. Watch her body. Listen to the silences. Sense the shifts. And when the signs align, when proximity, touch, eyes, voice, mirroring, and feet all converge, the opportunity is ripe. The kiss is not a request. It's a response. And when you respond to her unspoken invitation, it changes everything. The truth is raw and simple. Words are easy to manipulate. Body language is impossible to lie about. If you can read her body, you can understand her desire in a way no conversation could ever reveal. And this knowledge, if applied with patience, confidence, and respect, transforms you not just in the moment, but in how she perceives you as a man. She won't say, "Kiss me." But if you're awake, if you're present, if you're observant, she already has. Now, let's dive into the invisible tension that defines these moments. The magnetic pull that words can't touch. This is where most men completely misread the situation. They see smiles and laughs and assume friendliness. They see casual touches and call it coincidence. They hear playful teasing and think she's joking, but attraction doesn't explain itself with words. It operates in the spaces between them. Pay attention to micro reactions. The tiny shifts that almost seem accidental, the way she slightly tilts her head when you talk, her pupils dilating just a little, the quick intake of breath when your fingers brush. These are not gestures meant for conversation. These are signals she can't control. She's giving permission silently for something more, but only if you're willing to read her properly. The energy in a room changes when desire is present. It isn't loud or obvious. It doesn't scream. It hums, subtle but palpable. You feel it in your chest, in the way your heart rate spikes for no apparent reason. And here's the reality. If you ignore it, if you hesitate, the moment evaporates. Opportunity is fleeting. And women are wired to notice hesitation as weakness or uncertainty. Confidence doesn't scream either. It radiates. It's quiet but irresistible. Watch her hands. Notice if they fidget or rest in your presence. Nervous hands usually indicate uncertainty or shyness, but steady, open hands indicate receptiveness. When her hands drift toward yours, linger on your arm, or adjust your clothing accidentally, it's a form of nonverbal dialogue. Her body is asking, will you respond or will you retreat? And your response determines the narrative of the night. Then there's the silence. Not the uncomfortable kind that makes you talk too much, but the charged silence that feels like electricity. It's a pause, a breath in time where both of you know something is about to happen or could happen. Many men fill silence with words, jokes, or overthinking. That's the mistake. Silence is the amplifier of desire. It makes her signals louder, clearer, more urgent. Learning to breathe through it, to hold it without rushing, is where men transform from observers to initiators. Notice also the subtle teasing, the gentle challenge in her voice, the playful push and pull of conversation. Women use teasing as a way to gauge reaction. If you respond with humor, lightness, and confidence, the energy escalates. If you overreact or try to intellectualize, you kill it. Attraction is emotional, instinctual, not logical. She's testing not just your charm, but your composure, your ability to handle intimacy before it even exists. The next piece men often overlook is mirroring in tone and energy. She subconsciously matches your rhythm, your speech pace, your laughter, even your breathing patterns. Mirroring is the body's natural way of signaling alignment. If she mirrors, it means she's comfortable, connected, and subconsciously inviting closeness. Ignore it and the moment fizzles. Recognize it and you're in the flow of what she's trying to communicate without words. Finally, watch her gaze, the subtle glances, the moments her eyes linger just a beat too long. The gaze is the doorway to intention. If she looks at your lips and then back at your eyes, she's not thinking about grammar or conversation. She's imagining the kiss you haven't shared yet. Many men misread this, confuse it with friendly attention, and destroy the tension by either retreating or rushing. But when you respond intentionally, that gaze becomes the silent agreement between her body and yours. The truth is harsh but empowering. Women rarely articulate desire in words. They communicate through layers of subtle cues. The brush of a hand, the angle of a shoulder, the way energy shifts in her presence. If you miss it, the chance disappears. If you notice it, you step into a rare position. The man who understands what she wants before she even admits it to herself. And that understanding, it changes everything. It turns fleeting encounters into unforgettable moments and casual interest into undeniable chemistry. It's not manipulation, it's awareness. And once you cultivate it, you'll never experience attraction the same way again. She won't say, "Kiss me." But if you learn to read these signals, you'll feel it. And when the moment comes, everything else falls into place. Here's the part most men never understand. Desire isn't just about physical cues. It's emotional, primal, and deeply subconscious. The body signals what the mind won't admit. When a woman leans in, brushes her hand against yours, or lets her gaze linger, it's not just playfulness, it's her body trying to create a conversation. Her lips won't, and your role is to respond with intuition, timing, and respect. Hesitation here isn't just awkward, it's a lost opportunity. Notice how she reacts when you speak softly, when you lower your voice or slow your pace. If she tilts her head slightly, softens her expression, or leans closer, that's not casual interest, that's engagement. Your voice, your presence, your confidence all become instruments. She is listening with more than her ears. She's listening with her body. Every subtle shift in your energy is mirrored back, measured, and felt. Touch escalates tension like nothing else, but not all touch is equal. A casual hand on the back is polite. A touch that lingers a heartbeat too long or drifts along your arm as if by accident is communication. Her body is creating a dialogue without risking words. Every lingering touch is a question. Do you feel the same? Are you ready to act on this? And she's watching how you handle it. Too fast and it breaks the moment. Too slow and it fizzles. Perfect timing amplifies desire. Her breathing is another signal most men ignore. Notice when it changes subtly, slightly faster, deeper, more intentional. These micro reactions often precede every physical sign. Her body responds before she can articulate intention. A change in her breathing combined with eye contact, mirroring, and lingering touches tells you the chemistry is real. It's not imagination, it's biology, and biology doesn't lie. Then there's the unspoken challenge in her posture. She may arch her back slightly, lean toward you, or shift her weight in a way that draws attention. These are not conscious maneuvers. They're subtle, instinctive ways of signaling receptiveness. Her body is an instrument, and every move carries meaning. Learning to read it requires patience, focus, and awareness. It's about observing without interpreting too quickly, letting tension build, and responding with quiet confidence. Watch for playful testing, light teasing, soft pushes, joking insults. This is her way of measuring your reaction. Women instinctively test men for confidence, composure, and assertiveness. If you respond with ease, humor, and subtle boldness, the energy escalates naturally. If you panic, overthink, or withdraw, she senses weakness and the moment collapses. The test is emotional, not intellectual. Your ability to stay grounded under it is magnetic. Another hidden signal is her feet, where they point, how they shift, whether they tuck under her or angle toward you. These are subconscious indicators of interest. The body rarely lies here. Open feet aligned with yours indicate attraction. Crossed away or angled outward signals discomfort or disinterest. Subtle, yet profoundly revealing if you know where to look. All these cues converge to form what psychologists call nonverbal consent. She won't say it aloud, but her body communicates readiness. The moment when eyes, hands, proximity, tone, and breathing align is rare, and that is when action, subtle, respectful, and confident becomes inevitable. Hesitation kills it. Over-assertion kills it. Only presence, awareness, and intuition preserve it. Most men wait for verbal permission and miss the moment entirely. Rare men recognize the invitation. They sense it before words exist. They act with quiet precision, guided by observation and intuition. That's what transforms tension into connection. That's what turns a glance, a touch, a lingering pause into a kiss that feels inevitable, electric, and unforgettable. She won't say, "Kiss me," but her body has already told the story. The question is, will you read it or will you wait for words that will never come? By now you understand the language her body speaks. The proximity, the gaze, the mirroring, the subtle touches, the shifts in tone, the feet pointing, the micro expressions. But here's the final truth most men never see. The kiss isn't the goal, it's the consequence of awareness, patience, and emotional alignment. If you chase the kiss, you destroy the chemistry. If you ignore it, you miss it. But if you move with intention, timing, and respect, it becomes inevitable. Notice how she reacts when you close small gaps, leaning in slightly, letting her hand rest a fraction longer, maintaining eye contact with a soft smile. These are not random signals. They are invitations. Her body is asking you to respond, to lead, to honor the tension she's created. Most men fail here because they overanalyze, hesitate, or misinterpret friendliness as neutrality. Awareness separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The energy in these moments is electric because desire is primal. It bypasses logic, bypasses words, and speaks directly to instinct. A woman's body is honest, more honest than her words ever could be. It communicates intention, interest, and permission simultaneously. The question is, are you awake enough to notice it? Are you confident enough to act on it? Are you present enough to feel it without overthinking? When the signs converge, the world narrows, your awareness sharpens, the background fades, Every touch, every glance, every soft breath becomes a signal in a private dialogue between two bodies. A subtle nod, a playful brush of fingers, a lingering gaze, all converge to say what words never could. At that moment, the kiss isn't a question. It's the only natural outcome. Most men ruin it by talking too much, by moving too fast, by letting insecurity creep in. But a man who understands this language doesn't force it. He observes, senses, and acts with intuitive timing. He allows the tension to reach its peak, then responds decisively but gently. That's the difference between a fleeting moment and an unforgettable memory. Understand this. Attraction is a dynamic fluid exchange. It ebbs and flows, intensifies and recedes. Every signal is a pulse. Every pause is a chance to measure and adjust. You don't control it. You respond to it. You don't create it. You recognize it. When the alignment is perfect, her body has already said yes. All that remains is for you to honor it. Now imagine this knowledge applied consistently. You walk into a room and feel the unspoken currents of desire before anyone says a word. You notice micro expressions, subtle shifts, fleeting touches, and quiet invitations. You move with awareness and confidence, responding to what her body communicates. The results are magnetic. Connections deepen, moments ignite, and the kiss, when it comes, feels inevitable, electric, and unforgettable. So here's the challenge for you. Take a moment to reflect on the last time a woman gave you signals you didn't catch. Think about the proximity, the gaze, the lingering touches, the mirroring, the shifts in tone. If you had noticed, what would you have done differently? Type your answer in the comments. And while you're there, like this video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Here's a simple personal equation for you to solve. Proximity plus eye contact plus lingering touch plus mirroring plus breath alignment equals sign. What's the answer in your experience? Write it below. She won't say, kiss me. But if you learn to read her body, to sense her energy, and to respond with confidence, the answer becomes clear long before the first word is spoken.